Hey YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. Just enjoying the sunset behind me on my balcony. Just chilling out my front balcony actually. And I wanted to make this video because somebody sent me an email, and it's a really good one too. And the email was titled, "Mike, I envy you." I was like, huh? Oh man, what's going on now? What did I say or do? Or who am I making? Why are you feeling so envious? What, you know? And basically, it's a gentleman who works as a reporter and out of Saskatoon. That's all he wanted me to say. And he actually wanted me to mention it from Saskatoon because no one ever mentions Saskatoon anywhere, anytime, about anything. So, from Saskatchewan, Saskatoon. Anyways, Regina, Saskatoon, sorry. Anyways, so Buddy wrote me a long, lengthy email, and he does reporting. He's been reporting for 4 years now, going on to 5. And he's kind of down in his email because when he studied journalism, he took it serious. He was the top of his class, he said. He really wanted to make something out of being a journalist. He really wanted to set out and change the world. And now that he's playing ball, and he's actually in the driver's seat, he's being very censored on what he's allowed to write. If you write something about the pipeline and how it's going to benefit people, or how it's going to benefit the province, or like an example, I'll give you an example, they would turn it down. But if he writes about how Donald Trump's making life miserable for Americans, they'll okay it. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to write about scandals happening, like during the whole American election, he was writing about, you know, kind of non-biased and kind of on both sides what's happening. He was only allowed to write the anti-Trump side, couldn't do the other side. He said he's envious because he's tied down. He wishes that he could be more free. He's afraid, like, if he says the wrong thing while he's live, or speaks outside the box, that he'll just be cut off, you know. And so, oh, sorry, we lost connection to him, you know. And that's kind of almost like a huge disappointment that you've studied all your life, and you had your heart set on something, and you want to change the world, but in the long run, you're censored. You can't do anything. He said he's been sitting on 2 stories of the year that he could win the Pulitzer or whatever you call it, that those guys win in journalism. And he said that he sat on 2 stories that he wasn't allowed to publish. Not only that would bring certain entities to their knees and benefit a lot of people, he said. He didn't mention any of the entities, but he just told me that. He's very heartbroken and disappointed. He wishes he kind of did his own thing at first. He wishes he jumped on the YouTube bandwagon at first and started talking and broadcasting, or, you know, giving his peace of mind. And he's stuck in this kind of a student loan rut, but he's got it managed under control. And he does own his place, because where he lives, he said it's very cheap, and he's very lucky that he got himself out there at the right time. And he says prices are going up there, but not astronomical like Toronto and Vancouver and Montreal is now. But I feel bad for, you know, I kind of feel bad for him in a way, because he worked all his life to want to change everything, you know, to bring light. And he sits on these groundbreaking stories that could potentially, like I said, like he said, could bring establishments to their knees. But he's not allowed to publish them. He's not allowed to get them out. So what's the point of being a journalist if you can't... journalists, to me, are supposed to be the political watchdogs. They're the ones that are supposed to be watching politicians, their expenditures, watching what corporations are doing to employees, giving insight on what's going on with, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, talking about, I got to be very vanilla on this channel, right? Because I don't want to get shut down. But imagine you're sitting on a hot story and you can't let it go, or you can't get it out there. Imagine how frustrating, I'd be the type of guy where if I was in that situation, I'd write it, I would type it out on a typewriter or just print it off of a printer, put it in a bottle, and just throw 100 of them in the ocean, let them float, and see if someone picks them up. And whoa, look, could this be real? And maybe somebody, I mean, like, how do you... It's like, what's the point? Well, look at that sun setting behind me. The kids playing outside. But like I said, guys, it's like... It's so masked. Can't get your point out. Sitting on hot stories. Spent so much money in college and university. I think it's a university course to be a journalist. But then, it's almost like, can you get a refund? Can you ask to get your money back from the university? I mean, can you legitimately put a case together with a lawyer and said, look, he studied to do this, he's become this, and he's told he's got to do it this way. His school taught him one way how to do journalism, but now he's being taught another way how to do it, so this school meant nothing, I mean, if you really sat down and looked at it, that's what it is. Anyways, guys, thanks for sending me that email, by the way. I appreciate it. And I get a lot of emails from people all the time. So I'll try and get to everybody's. There's so many. But that's heartbreaking, Oh, and the reason why he wrote me is because he's been trying to talk about this housing crisis for a long time now. And that was one reason why he started watching my channel. Because he watches trends in the housing market. And he's not allowed to comment on there, so he has a fake account that he watches me on, and which is really sad that you're so monitored by your work of who you hang with or who you watch or what you watch, and ask for passwords for stuff for your Facebook and stuff. That's got to be so... I don't even know, man. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. Journalist that's got housing stories that he wants to put out, he said. He's got a couple of really good ones with huge shady deals. Can't make them. I'm not allowed to publish them. But then what's the point? What's the point? Anyways, guys, Mike Martins here, signing off. Look at that. The sun just set behind my fat head. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Thanks for watching.